Hey guys, welcome to the video. Today I'm just doing the next NW opening, and the subject of today's unboxing is the TNA Wrestling Deluxe Impact Series 5 Angelina Love. We picked this up a few weeks ago, probably about a month ago, and made a resolution to open this as quickly as possible. We are up to something like 140 unboxings to do now, so it is getting absolutely ridiculous. And this obviously has arrived in such a condition that it's really not worth keeping her in there. There are a few Deluxe Impact figures that I would like to get, and because of the style of the figures, it is definitely better to get them in box where possible. That is not the easiest thing to do, but thankfully I have managed to pick this up. This was about £16, I believe, and I got a Velvet Sky even cheaper than this about a year ago, which I did an unboxing of as well, and that will be in the end screen. But yeah, if you want these in good condition, you kind of have to get them in the box because the joints just go if kids play with them, etc. I'm not really sure from a pick-fed posing standpoint how well they hold up, but I guess I'll find out eventually. So it was really cool to pick this up for about the price that you could get a loose one for as well. And what is extra cool is that I struggle to unbox old stock like this unless it's in a condition like this. Like the Velvet Sky was also smashed up. I think it was literally slightly open actually. So this is literally the ideal state for me to get the figure in. I don't think I've really mentioned this before, but I think calling it Deluxe Impact, you know, as a play on the Deluxe Aggression, that's really cool. I don't know why. That just seems really, really cool. We've got the figure in box, of course. We've got the picture of Angelina on the backing card, Series 5 logo, and Angelina Love. These cool little TNA tabs on either side that just can get nicely caught when you're pulling them all out the box, when you're stocking the shelves, etc. And we'll spin this round to the back and see who else was in the series. We had Rob Terry. I wouldn't mind getting one of those with the Global Championship. We had the pink Jeff Hardy. Oh, it's kind of hard to angle this so that it's actually in shot. We got the pink Jeff Hardy, the Angelina Love, of course, the green Samoa Joe in those absolutely enormous Deluxe Aggression Samoa Joe figures. The Legends of the Ring Raven, which is it's actually loose, but it's actually, if I just raise the camera, it's actually directly above. It's been opened, but yeah, we have the Raven, the Legends of the Ring Raven, directly above the ring. Nice little cobweb hanging down over him there. It's like an extra strand of his dangling hair. And that was a really, really awesome figure at the time. The only problem with it, of course, was that it was Ruthless Aggression style, so the joints wear out really, really quickly, and that is why he's back in the box and doesn't get used in my Fed anymore. That's why Jakks stuff in general doesn't get used in my Fed anymore. And we also have the Real Impact ring there with the Kurt Angle and AJ Styles figures, as seen on Spike. Oh God, remember Spike? We also have the shoptna.com thing there. Is that still a thing? I have no idea. Anyway, without further ado, we are just going to get into this and get Angelina out of this very wobbly, very squashed bubble. You can see her feet are pressed right up against the squashed plastic. That can't be good for her, right? So we got to just get in there and set her free. I'm going to take extra care when taking it out of the bubble. I'm always extra careful. I always like try to mangle the plastic around them to kind of ease their exit. Oh, you saw the way that leg moved there. It's just the Jakks joints. I really don't trust them. And I very specifically held onto her legs through that whole process, so I haven't touched her hair yet. So we're going to do the standard NWOpening drop-in shot. So there we have the Angelina Love action figure. I'm actually going to move the camera down because she is a little bit small. So the first thing I want to know is, has that hair held up in the packaging? Because the weird rubber stickiness thing that Jakks figures have, it even extends to women's hair sometimes. My Maria has it really bad. It did not affect the Velvet Sky when I unboxed that, but the Velvet Sky I already had that was loose was slightly affected by it because she has kind of two different finishes to the hair. So, has Angelina held up? No. That is, it's not that bad. I've definitely seen it worse, but that is sticky hair. So what I'm probably going to do is seal that as we would if we were painting the figure, just to cover it up. And we'll probably give her a little going over with some Mod Podge just to seal that in. Because the Jakks stickiness is terrible. It's, you know, no matter how you store these things, unless you just wrap it in a plastic bag or something, you're going to get dust stuck to it. And it's just awful. You can't get rid of it. You can't wash it off. But I've never tried covering it up before, so I'm absolutely going to do that. As I say, it wasn't too bad on the Velvet Sky, because she kind of just has like painted highlights on the hair, and I think it's just the highlights that are sticky. But yeah, I might actually do the same thing with her, although she's probably dusty already if it's got to that point. I've never noticed anything on the shelf. So let's actually zoom in a bit. Let's take a closer look at Angelina. So the likeness on the head is really quite good, and the sculpting on the hair is really, really nice. We have a pretty basic attire in just sort of silver and black with silver leggings, but we do have tattoos all over the figure, which is really cool. So we have the tattoo there just above the waistband, and you can see there is also one inside the left wrist, and then down her right arm, the angel tattoo. And those flowers just above and below it. And then we also have the tramp stamp on the back. I can't quite work out what that's supposed to say. Nice angel wings tramp stamp. And the attire, it's literally just silver leggings and black boots. Generally speaking, really cool action figure. Now what we like to do is we like to check the joints, especially when we're unboxing a Jakks specific figure. And we like to make sure those joints are all good and tight. So we're going to start with this right shoulder. That's really good. And the bicep is fine. The elbow is slightly loose. And that wrist doesn't... Oh yeah, it does. Has eventually started moving. The head... I mean, actually, the mobility on the head is really good considering the molding of that hair. Like, the hair really doesn't obstruct it. It really just moves. That's really cool. And we've got good articulation in there. The other shoulder, it's a bit stiffer. I don't want to wear. Maybe that's where the hair factors in. There we go. We got there eventually. Very, very bravely. That could have easily just popped out. Biceps very loose, and the elbow is a bit loose, and the wrist is all right. We've got a ab joint. These were the first women's figures to have ab joints. Nice tight ab joint though. And the waist is all right. That's kind of weird. It's kind of like springing back. You see that? Yeah, it's kind of weird. Okay, a bit different. We got the leg up, and the leg is a little bit loose. And we got the knee, just a single jointed knees, of course, no boot cut, and the articulated boot. Totally fine, really, in terms of articulation, which is really good, because like I say, if you don't get these things out the box, then the articulation is probably going to be a bit effed up. But if you get it in the box, it's Jakks, so it still might be. Now, I'm not going to lie, I never would have bought this figure if I couldn't get it cheap. I don't really intend to have a women's tag division, although I guess it would kind of be cool to have someone to knock about with Velvet Sky, who is definitely intended to be part of my women's division. I probably would never have bought this if I hadn't happened across this particular one. I maybe would have taken a chance on a loose one, knowing I could probably flip it for more anyway. But yeah, it's not a figure I was actively searching for, but we did come across it and we got it for a great price, and I'm very happy with it. You know, this is actually a really nice figure. The little tattoos kind of sprinkled around the body are really nice highlights for the figure. It makes it look really, really good. And overall, I'm overjoyed with these things. And one thing I probably didn't mention in the Velvet Sky unboxing, although I might have done, is the articulation capability of these Deluxe Aggression women's figures. And one thing that I was very impressed with when I was doing a pick fed match with the Velvet Sky is the usability of the articulation. One thing I really like is that they can actually put their arms behind their back. So like if you put someone in a hammerlock, you can actually do a hammerlock, which is pretty cool. And there's not actually any reasoning or articulation to it. It's just literally the dimensions of the figure enabling that to happen. But I think it's really, really cool. And I think that's one real pro of the TNA Deluxe line. The scale on these two, a Mattel women's figure, isn't great, but you can see it's a bit closer to a slightly taller woman like Beth Phoenix. but it isn't great. It's usable, like I'm happy to use it, but honestly, these TNA Deluxe women's figures are probably going to be appearing more in pick fed stuff than animated stuff. And, you know, they'll probably just be in little kind of, little house shows and stuff like that, little bits of enhancement content and stuff like that. But that doesn't mean that they aren't really, really cool. So, that all being said, I think this is a really cool figure, and how I like to end my unboxings is talking about what they're going to be doing in my figure fed. Now, I have no plans for Angelina Love. As I say, I didn't really intend to get one, but now that we have her, I guess she's probably just going to be following around Velvet Sky. She may be involved in some roles in like to fill positions and stuff, but honestly we're probably going to try and preserve those joints by using her as little as possible. If you would be interested in checking out the unboxing on the TNA Deluxe Velvet Sky, that will be in the end screen as well, so you can absolutely check that out at the end of this video. And I'm hoping this won't be the end of my TNA women's figure unboxings. I did see a Gail Kim recently, but I did get outbid on it. I really hope that I can pick up a Gail Kim at some point, but yeah, these things are really cool. I kind of wouldn't mind Madison Rayne as well, and there is a Velvet Sky I'm missing, so I would quite like to get the third one of those. And that is the end of this video, so if you enjoyed it, please do like, comment, and subscribe, and check out the NWOpenings playlist in the end screen for more, and as I say, that Velvet Sky unboxing will also be there. And as always, I really appreciate you guys joining me, so thank you all for watching, and goodbye.